Hello, I'm Dr. Dennis Hartlieb with Dental Online Training, and welcome back to our video series on product reviews and clinical tips for the restorative dentist. Today I'm excited to continue with our product review of a new polishing system from Brasseler in collaboration with the Kois Teaching Center. It's a universal polishing system that is just ideal for polishing all the restorations in your patient's mouths, whether they be porcelain restorations like zirconia or lithium disilicate or even feldspathic porcelain, or composite restorations. But today we're going to concentrate on using this universal polishing system for porcelain restorations. All right, so let's get going. Let's take a look. We have, starting from the left, we have this featherlight wheel. These are 14 millimeter featherlight wheels. The pink is the sort of the pre-polisher for porcelain. And then the second wheel, the gray, is the fine polisher for both the porcelain and for your composites. You have your pink cup for your porcelain, and then one polisher for both the composite and porcelain. Now what's also very nice is they give you your tips on what speed you should be running. For the pre-polishers, they recommend around 6,000. We'll talk about that as we're polishing. And then for the fine polishers, they talk about 4,000 RPM. And with all these, we recommend that you use water spray while you're polishing the restorations to keep the teeth cool, but also to prevent fracturing, internal fracturing of your porcelain restorations. We're going to start out with the zirconia polisher. Now, if you're like me, I'll try in my zirconia restoration. I'll do the adjustments out of the mouth initially, but once I cement the restoration, it's not unusual. I have to go back and do some final polishing. I'll use a fine diamond burr, typically a football-shaped diamond burr, to do the occlusal adjustments. And you can see where I've done the occlusal adjustment, where we've lost a shine here. This is where the occlusal adjustment was done on this crown. And now we're going to be using our feather lights to polish. Now, because I'm in the back of the mouth, I don't think the wheels are really going to be very appropriate. It's difficult to avoid hitting the cheek, hitting the tongue when you're using these wheels. So in the mouth, I'd most likely use the cups. So that's what we're going to use for this exercise. All right. So we're going to use our feather light cup. This is the pink. And this is sort of like our pre-polisher. I'm going to run this around 5,000 to 6,000 RPM. Water spray from the assistant while I'm doing this in the mouth. All right, let's take a look. You can see just with that medium polisher, we're already starting to get that glaze back. And it's eliminated those adjustment marks. That's pretty impressive. All right, let's go now to the fine polisher. Again, getting that to flex, running around 5,000 RPM. Moderate pressure, I find. Well, I think that's got a really nice gloss on that, nice polish. So I'll say from my experience using these feather light cups for a posterior zirconia restoration, I think it looks really great. I'm pretty impressed. All right. Now, let's switch over. Let's look at a lithium disilicate or an emax restoration. So many of us do emax in our practices. Let's take a look and see how that would work. With our emax restoration, you can see that I've done some adjusting. Again, if you're like me, I'll place my crowns. As I go through just centric contacts, protrusive movements, I may find I need to do some adjusting, typically in this palatal wall of this lithium disilicate crown. I will do this after the crown is cemented. So let's use our wheel. We're going to run this around 6,000 to 7,000 RPM. Moderate pressure. That's looking pretty good. Eliminated a lot of the scratches. There's a little bit right in here, but all in all, and I do think you got to run it a little faster than what they recommend at that 6,000 RPM. I'd run it around maybe 8 to 9, maybe 10,000. Moderate pressure, water spray. And I think you get a pretty nice gloss just with that initial polisher. Let's now go to the final polishers. We're going to run that around 5,000 to 6,000 RPM, moderate pressure. Pretty high shine. Super impressed. Love this system. Something I'll be using in my practice. Thank you so much for joining us. Look forward to seeing you in our next video. Until next time, yours for better dentistry. I'm Dr. Dennis Hartlieb.